near the Salisbury Road, said Gerald. But he said there was an enchanted castle there too, so perhaps the cave isn't true either. Away they went along the Salisbury Road, which was very hot and dusty, so they agreed to drink one of their bottles of ginger beer. "We might as well carry the ginger beer inside us as inside the bottle," said Jimmy. Presently they came to a place where the road, as Gerald said, went two ways at once. "That looks like adventures," said Kathleen, and they took the right-hand road. And the next time they took a turning it was a left-hand one. "So as to be quite fair," Jimmy said, and then a right-hand one, and then a left, and so on, till they were completely lost. "Completely," said Kathleen. "How jolly!" "Oh, crikey," observed Jimmy suddenly. "Let's sit down a bit and have some of our dinner." And as they sat and rested, Gerald leaned back against the bushes, and the bushes gave way so that he almost fell over backward. "Oh, Jiminy," he remarked, recovering himself suddenly. "There's something hollow in there. The stone I was leaning against simply went." "I wish it was a cave," said Jimmy, "but of course it isn't." Gerald reached his hand through the bushes. "It's just a hole. I'm going to go in." "Oh, don't," said his sister. "Suppose there were snakes." "Not likely," said Gerald, but he leaned forward and struck a match. "It is a cave," he cried, and disappeared. A breathless pause followed. "You all right?" asked Jimmy. "Yes, come on. You better come feet first, there's a bit of a drop." "I'll go next," said Kathleen, and went feet first as advised. The feet waved wildly in the air. "Look out," said Gerald in the dark. "You'll have my eye out. Put your feet down, girl, not up." Jimmy then came in head first, like one diving into an unknown sea. "The young explorers," explained Gerald, blocking up the hole of the entrance with his shoulders, "dazzled at first by the darkness of the cave, could see nothing. But their dauntless leader, whose eyes had grown used to the dark, had made a discovery." "Oh, what?" Both the others were used to Gerald's way of telling a story while he acted it, but they did sometimes wish that he didn't talk quite so long, and so like a book in moments of excitement. "Well," said Gerald, "there's a light over there. Look behind you." Round a turning or angle of the cave there was daylight. "Death or victory," remarked Gerald. "Now then, slow march." The narrow passage ended in a round arch with ferns and creepers. They passed through the arch into a deep, narrow gully. Trees growing on the top of the bank arched across, and the sunlight came through in changing patches of brightness, turning the gully to a roofed corridor of goldy green. The path sloped steeply down, and at the end of it was another round arch, quite dark inside. "It's like the outside of a railway tunnel," said James. "It's the entrance to the Enchanted Castle," said Kathleen. "Dry up," said Gerald. "Quick march." And they marched. At the dark arch they stopped. "There are steps down," said Jimmy. Very slowly and carefully they went down the steps. A vaulted stone arched over their heads. Gerald struck a match when the last step was found to have no edge, and to be, in fact, the beginning of a passage turning to the left. The passage was very dark. "I don't half like it," whispered Jimmy. Then came a glimmer of daylight that grew and grew, and presently ended in another arch that looked out over a scene so like a picture out of a book about Italy that everyone's breath was taken away. A short avenue of cypresses led, widening as it went, to a marble terrace that lay broad and white in the sunlight. Immediately below was a lake and an island and weeping willows. Beyond it were green slopes dotted with groves of trees, and amid the trees gleamed the white limbs of statues. Against a little hill to the left was a round white building with pillars, and to the right a waterfall came tumbling down among mossy stones to splash into the lake. Steps fed from the terrace to the water, and other steps to the green lawns beside it. In the distance, were the groves of trees.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.